Now let's talk about formation of GST. Okay बेटा, so GST को फॉर्म करना बहुत इजी नहीं था. देखो, whenever any new thing comes in country, it has to go through multiple problems. ऐसा नहीं है कि जैसे for example, let's say I want to bring a law which talks about something about change in the education system. ठीक है, जैसे I have to bring in the new education policy or any other thing. Then it's not one day business. एक दिन में आप कोई new policy, कोई new चीज नहीं लेके आ सकते हो. It's something that has to be done over the period. बहुत time लगता है to go ahead and evaluate things, to propose things, to see whether everyone is satisfied or not. आपको you have so many states in the country ना. आपको हर state government को, हर union territory को अपने साथ रखते हुए आगे बढ़ना होता है. You have to move forward, taking everyone into consideration, right? So GST में भी यही था. I will talk further. I will talk about that during my notes also. But अभी के लिए इतना समझना है कि जब GST आया, so many states government were afraid. बहुत states government को tension होनी शुरू हो. They started thinking, अभी तक तो हम लोग इतने सारे taxes charge कर रहे थे. We were charging entertainment tax, we were charging octroi, we were charging VAT. We had so many sources of revenue. हमारे बहुत सारा पैसा earn करने का, revenue का हमारा एक source था, जहां से हम अपने state को efficiently run कर रहे थे. But now they started thinking that if all these taxes will be removed, how will we get revenue for the state? State के लिए revenue कहाँ से generate होगा, right? So they started being against GST, right? Now, the state government was against GST. State government नहीं चाहती थी GST आए. The central government wanted to implement GST. That is when they started deciding how many compensation will be paid from the center to state. कि central government, state government को extra पैसा अपने tax share से कैसे share करेगी state government के साथ. So how that compensation will be paid to the state government from the central government, we will talk about that also. But for now, what is important? That whenever anything is launched, it goes through a lot of problems before it finally comes into being. And इसी के बारे में हम आज यहाँ पे बात करने वाले हैं. So the goods and service tax, it was first proposed in 1999. देखो कितने साल पहले, right? So many years back, 1999 is when this GST was first proposed. It was proposed under Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee. ठीक है, हमारे जब तब के प्राइम मिनिस्टर श्री अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी, उनके अंदर GST को प्रपोज किया गया, and under the chairmanship of Asim Das Gupta. That is when it was proposed. Okay. उसके बाद Asim Das Gupta committee also tasked with putting in place the back-end technology. तो ध्यान से समझो. Let's understand this. देखो बेटा, एक तो हो गया GST. One is GST. GST is about unifying the taxes. एक टैक्स सिस्टम, सब लोग मिलके एक टैक्स पे करेंगे. GST के बैकग्राउंड में we need an efficient technology. Right? What is the aim of this technology? The aim of this technology is to ensure multiple things. इसके बारे में भी अब हम थोड़ी देर में बात करेंगे. GSTN बोलते हैं इसे, Goods and Service Tax Network. Multiple things माने क्या? Whether all manufacturers are paying the tax or not, whether they are paying the right tax or not, whether input tax credit is generated or not. तो एक टेक्नोलॉजी भी तो चाहिए इतने बड़े इकोनॉमी को सही से एफिशिएंटली रन करने के लिए. That means there is a lot of back-end process related to it. है ना? So that is what we are saying, that during 1999 only we had this in mind कि एक तो हमें GST लॉन्च करना है, पर दूसरा, उस जीएसटी को चलाने के लिए, टू रन एफिशिएंटली दैट टैक्स सिस्टम, we need the back-end technology and logistics also. So we need a good back-end technology and we need good logistics, right? So this is also what the committee was put to do, right? Now, in 2002, देखो 1999 से now I'm talking about 2002, the Vajpayee government, they formed a task force. This is known as the Kelkar committee. बहुत famous है, हाँ? And केलकर कमेटी का एम ये था कि वो हमें टैक्स रिफॉर्म्स सजेस्ट करें. टैक्स रिफॉर्म्स क्यों चाहिए थे? व्हाई वर दे इंपॉर्टेंट? बिकॉज इट वाज फेल्ड दैट द टैक्स सिस्टम इज कॉम्प्लेक्स एंड फ्रैगमेंटेड. ये दो कीवर्ड्स बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, कॉम्प्लेक्स एंड फ्रैगमेंटेड. व्हाट डू आई मीन बाय कॉम्प्लेक्स एंड फ्रैगमेंटेड? कॉम्प्लेक्स मीन्स if I have to bring one product from one state to another state, मेरे लिए ही बहुत कंफ्यूजन है कि मुझे कौन कौन सा कहाँ टैक्स पे करना. So number one, the tax system was very complex. Number two, it was also fragmented. मतलब अलग अलग पार्ट्स में अलग अलग टैक्सेस चल रहे थे. एक ही चीज पे तीन टैक्स पे करने पड़ रहे थे. You were not sure what the system exactly is. So the aim was to replace this system. ये जो भी system था, which was very complex, which was a fragmented tax system, the aim was to remove that. Aim था कि उसको हटा दो. And उसकी जगह पे, instead of that, bring in a unified tax system. एक ऐसा system लेके आओ जो uniform हो, एक ही हो हर एक इंसान के लिए, है ना? जिसकी वजह से we wanted to do three things. Read this out. We wanted to go ahead and simplify compliance. मतलब easily tax collect हो पाए, reduce tax cascading, इसके बारे में हम थोड़ा और बाद में बात करेंगे, but as of now प्लीज समझो cascading effect क्या होता है, इसको समझते हैं. cascading effect बहुत ही ज्यादा कॉमन है in science. I'm not a science student, but let me try to explain a bit. Jitna I know, I will explain that science to you. Huh? So, any product, कोई भी एक object, it's made up of atoms, है ना? और molecules, set of atoms. ये atoms हैं. ये atoms हैं. When I push this product, अगर मुझे इसको, this is my water bottle, I want to go ahead and I want to push this water bottle. So how is this happening? Beta, when I touch this, suppose I want to hit a ball, कुछ भी, it will go ahead and it will go to the first atom. The atom will start moving क्योंकि मैंने उसको hit किया ना, atom will move. वो एटम से उसका जो कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग एटम है दैट विल आल्सो मूव, फिर थर्ड, फिर फोर्थ. सो एक से दूसरा, दूसरे से तीसरा, तीसरे से चौथा, चौथे से पांचवा, एवरीबडी स्टार्ट्स हिट. सारे एटम्स मूव करना शुरू हो गए. एंड जब सब मूव कर रहे हैं तो आपका प्रोडक्ट आगे चल रहा है ना? दैट्स कैस्केडिंग. सेम टैक्स में क्या हुआ ना, एक कैस्केडिंग इफेक्ट क्रिएट हो रहा है. कैस्केडिंग इफेक्ट क्या है? आपको पहला, this is my product, suppose cotton, और मेरा एम है इसको कंज्यूमर तक पहुंचाना इन द फॉर्म ऑफ साड़ी, जो मैंने अभी एग्जांपल दिया. ईच लेवल पे सबसे पहले एक टैक्स मैंने कलेक्ट कर लिया, मल्टीपल टैक्सेस कलेक्टेड, है ना? सेकेंड, अब ये जो प्रोडक्ट है, इफ आई हैव टू स्प्रेड दिस अक्रॉस इंडिया, तो हर एक पे मैंने एक इंटरस्टेट टैक्स दिया, तो टैक्स कैस्केडिंग इफेक्ट होना शुरू हो गया. एक से दूसरा, दूसरे से तीसरा, टैक्स पे टैक्स, टैक्स पे टैक्स, ultimately leading to the increase in the price of the product, right? I want to reduce this tax cascading effect, right? So that's the second thing that I want to do. And the third thing that I want to do is promote economic integration. When you have one nation, one tax, देखो समझो इस बात को, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट कोट है. One nation, one tax. So when you have one nation, one tax, कि पूरा nation को हम unify करके चल रहे हैं, एक साथ लेके चल रहे हैं. We're taking it together because I want to put a one tax on everyone, just one tax. I'm unifying people together, right? Then that promotes economic integration. People are integrated through economic aspects also. So what are the three things we wanted to do? Simplify compliance. It should be easy to collect. It should be a simple technique. Reduce tax cascading and promote economic integration. ये तीन aim थे, main aim Kelkar committee के. So these were the three main aims of the Kelkar committee created in 2002. Okay, come further. After years of deliberation and negotiation between center and state, Constitution finally passed a bill in 2014. So that bill was known as beta 122nd amendment. So ये जो Constitution bill tha, it was passed in 2014, right? What was the aim of the bill? The aim was to implement GST. So please keep in line these timelines. So we started from 1999. Then we talked about 2002. Then we are talking about 2014 bill. है ना? अब हम क्या कह रहे हैं कि ये जो बिल था, इसका aim था that we want to implement GST, right? And this same bill, जब bill हमने Constitution में amend किया, उसके बाद this bill was passed in May 2015 in लोक सभा. इसको हमने लोक सभा में पास करा. ठीक है. फिर से as I told you बहुत disagreements हुए कि GST लाना चाहिए, नहीं लाना चाहिए, क्या करना चाहिए. तो उसके बाद ये बिल लोकसभा से वापस राज्यसभा, फिर लोकसभा. So there were multiple rounds that took place. And after all those disagreements, finally in August 2016, the amendment bill was passed. 2016 में ये amendment bill pass किया गया. The most important date. On 1st July 2017, GST was implemented at the midnight by the president under Narendra Modi government. ठीक है. तो finally 2017 के 1st July, बेटा midnight, that means 30th June or 1st July के एकदम बीच में at 12, the moment you strike 1st July, this bill was passed, right, under the Narendra Modi government. After the launch of GST rates have been modified several times. बहुत सारे products जो 5% में थे उनको 12% में किया है, किसी को 28% में कर दिया. So this is something which keeps modifying, right? So after the launch of GST rates को हमने बहुत बारी modify किया है और ultimately ये modification जो भी होती है वो Union Finance Minister के under की जाती है. So the modification takes place under the Union Finance Minister. Excuse me. Okay. Now I want to talk about a dual GST model. Please understand this thing. If I talk about India, so beta in India, I have the central government, I have state government, and I have local government. So these are the three governments that I have, where center and state play the important role, right? So we wanted to give some tax to the central government and some part of the GST to the state government. That is what is called as dual GST model. Dual GST model means both center and state have different responsibilities. दोनों की अपनी responsibilities है जो उनको play करनी है. और इसलिए दोनों को ही revenue चाहिए to run the center or the state. और revenue को correct करने के लिए they want to go ahead and they want to have money with them, है ना? Tax चाहिए, tax collection चाहिए. और वो tax कैसे आएगा? GST के थ्रू. So GST is not only collected by the central government. GST is also collected by the state government, right? So we have a dual GST model. ये word important है. Where we are saying that we have two main governments, central and state, and they have the power to levy taxes and collect taxes. ना ही सिर्फ कलेक्ट करना टैक्स को, बट टैक्स चार्ज करने की पावर भी गवर्नमेंट, दोनों गवर्नमेंट के पास है. So both these governments have different responsibilities. दोनों की अलग अलग responsibilities हैं, and therefore both of them need money for it. अपनी responsibilities को पूरा करने के लिए, चाहे फ्लाईओवर बनाना है, चाहे हॉस्पिटल बनाना है, चाहे schools बनाने हैं, अपनी responsibilities को पूरा करने के लिए they need money, right? So for money, for both the governments to need money, both of them should be levying the tax. ठीक है? That is why we adopted a dual GST model, where tax is administered by both union and state government. दोनों union और state government tax charge करती है. But these are some of the key acts which were passed. जो मैं अभी बात कर रही थी ना कि बहुत सारे acts हम pass करते हैं. So these are few of the key acts that are passed. So you have CGST Act 2017, UTGST, Union Territory GST Tax 2017, Integrated GST Tax 2017, and GST Compensation to States Act 2017. So I told you that जो government है, central government, वो कुछ compensation state government को भी pay करती है. So please write down. More on this later. I will talk about this in a while. है ना? तो हमारे जो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट है, बिकॉज वो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को कुछ कॉम्पनसेशन पे करती है, कितनी कॉम्पनसेशन पे करे, ऑल ऑफ दैट इज अंडर द लास्ट एक्ट. हियर बेटा वी आल्सो हैव व्हाट इज कॉल्ड एज द रोल ऑफ फाइनेंस कमीशन. इस पे एक अलग लेक्चर लेंगे हम, है ना. फाइनेंस कमीशन क्या करता है? वो बेसिकली डेवोल्यूशन ऑफ टैक्स बताता है. डेवोल्यूशन ऑफ टैक्स का क्या मतलब है? हाउ मच टैक्स विल गो फ्रॉम सेंटर टू स्टेट, हाउ दिस टैक्स विल बी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड फ्रॉम सेंटर टू स्टेट, दैट is told by the finance commission, right? So we will talk about that.